Hello, my friends, and welcome to Let's Play 205 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's Play Master series. So in today's episode, I'll be going over part 2 of the Natroya solo mode gate. But first, of course, here's some news. There's also that selection pack with that actually contains the heavy storm, which is pretty cool. So it makes it easier for you to get the now limited heavy storm, and I believe it also contains snatch steal, so it's easier to get that card as well. These ones are important since these are limited time only, and so it's probably good that I show them off now in case by the next time I get to the solo mode gate, which maybe is next week, maybe not. It might be over by then, so just in case, I show it off now. This was spec play Trout Duel. I don't think I really need to go over it too much. I think you can pretty much just use a ranked deck and it's not too much different besides the fact that you're showing your hand and then maybe your opponent showing their hand. Yeah, the turn player reveals the hand. So your opponent still gets to keep theirs a secret while you're showing off your hand, but I don't think that matters too much. Especially if you're playing a fast deck that pretty much throws out all of the cards at once anyway, which is pretty much a lot of decks nowadays. So I mean, maybe control decks get a little worse, like more trap based decks, but if your opponent doesn't really have a way to get rid of the back row anyway, what are they really going to be able to do? They can really only play around it so much without a way to actually get rid of back row. So I think you can pretty much play any deck still. You don't really have to worry about too much. And here's a solo mode gate. By the way, there's another new solo mode gate. So that'll be next week. It's a Fabled solo mode gate. Which I did the news of. Was out by the time I recorded this. That's why you didn't see it, but it will be out by the time I do the next Let's Play. Should be out already, so you should see it. And once again, I'm only doing loner decks because I feel like the My Deck duels, I don't know. There's really no good way of showing them because the opponent's just way too easy to beat. And besides, it was getting a little bit expensive. This is probably my favorite of the decks anyway. I feel like Konami's creative enough with coming up with different decks. Anyway, this is a pretty cool deck, and this is definitely a deck you could actually work with because Horus can send your Natroya stuff to graveyard, and they like to be in the graveyard because the blessing can special summon them from the graveyard. Also, there are certain Natroya monsters that can just special summon themselves from the graveyard, namely that level 1 guy. And then Camellia can also special summon your Natroya's monsters from the graveyard. And of course, the trap, when it's sent to the graveyard by any means, it can just add a Natroya, I think any Natroya card to your hand. Not sure if it's just monsters or not. But yeah, and of course, once you have and then you have multiple ways of being able to get to where you can special summon your horse stuff from the graveyard. You also have ways of being able to add the cards that allow you to special summon your horses from the graveyard. Of course, each one is once per turn, but that's still really good because it's really easy to put them all into the graveyard and then just special summon a whole bunch. That's why I think the horse monsters are crazy. And that continuing spell is a thrice per turn, so that allows you to put up to 3 into the graveyard. The only thing is, the Horus, the Black Flame Deity, doesn't have that special summon from the graveyard clause, so just keep that in mind if you're playing that in your Horus deck. It's better in your hand, basically. So, not everyone might be playing that one because of that reason. Because not as easy to get a bunch of horse stuff in the hand than it is to just get them into the graveyard. Although I guess what you could do is you could play cards that put them from your graveyard into the hand, something. But yeah, a lot of people may just opt to not play that Horus Black Flame Deity just because of that. Even though it's probably pretty good when you can bring it out. Probably not too hard to bring it out from your hand, but just the fact that it's kind of difficult to get into your hand in the first place. But anyway, yeah, so this is probably the... And then the next deck coming up is the one that I really struggled with. As you'll see, it was a difficulty 5 duel. I basically had to redo these duels, which is why some of you may have noticed that I already technically got a win with this one. It is because that last battle was super annoying, but fortunately this time it went a lot more smoothly, as you'll notice by how much time. I don't think I really had to cut too much. It just went really smoothly already. So I think I still cut a bit, but it was nice that it went a lot more smoothly. It really made up for the last time where I couldn't use it all because it was going over an hour and it was cutting out stuff at the beginning. So that's okay though, because I was able to get the replay anyway. Just replay the duels. Basically the same thing when you just do random. And I think I did have a mission for doing solo mode duels at this point, so it was nice that I was able to redo them because the Fabled wasn't available at this time, so I couldn't just go on to the new solo mode gate anyway. But of course I waited until I had that mission yet again before I did the Fabled solo mode gate. Yeah, and unfortunately I don't show off the selection pack with a heavy storm in this episode, but I do it in the next episode. So hopefully you're all okay with waiting. I decided I'm just gonna leave it because it's within the next video, and I decided I don't really want to cut that out. So I did show off whatever new news I could though. I might have kind of showed off the news with the solo mode gate twice, but that's okay. Yeah. So I maybe at least this one and then maybe 2 more before I finish off the Master series of videos. And then after that, I'm probably just going to take a break. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back to YouTube or not. But I hope all of you have been enjoying my Master videos and all of those other game videos I did. Again, it's not completely set in stone what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to take a break. Maybe I'll get back into a different game after Master. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know though, because YouTube is kind of a lot. I don't think I was really ever planning to get to become hyperactive with YouTube anyway, so. And I don't think I'm really doing enough to really to really make people think that I'm trying to become something really special. But I do appreciate the people who have subscribed to me, especially the ones who's been subscribed to me for a really long time. So thank you so much to those people. And no matter what happens, as a reminder, I'm gonna keep up the these Master videos and all of my other videos, so you don't have to worry about watching them before they're gone, because I'm never gonna take them down. I'm never gonna delete my channel or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. At the very least, I won't do that, because there's really no need to. So anyway, and I might at some point go back to the videos that I don't have thumbnails or anything for. I'll probably eventually, which is basically just these more recent videos, but I'll eventually put up thumbnails and everything for them. See, it's just a lot of that culminated, which can end up taking a little while. And I just don't think like all of that work is really for me. I don't know. Because, I mean, I still don't know what's going to become of my life in the future. So maybe it's good to get out before I start getting into it more. And then suddenly, oh, I have a job. And now, like, basically, what should I do? Should I pick between my job or the YouTube? Maybe it's better to get out of it before you have to choose between one or the other. I don't know. I know other people also choose to give up their YouTube careers for one reason or another, so it's not like I'm the only one who's sort of like this stuff. Oh yeah, and I think this might have been like the first duel actually where I was actually able to bring out the Vera, which feels pretty good. And I was able to get her out again, so that felt pretty nice. Spoiler alert, she does end up dying. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go over the verse now. So for some reason there's no picture. I'm not sure if this is a full verse or just a snippet of it. But either way, it comes from the New Living Translation, and it's 1 Corinthians 9:24 to 25. So I guess if anyone cares, this is the... I guess I can start saying which date this is, in case you don't see on the exact date that I put the video out. This comes from the verse of August 1st, 2024. Okay. Don't you realize that in a race everyone wins? Everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize. So run to win. All athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for an eternal prize. And that, once again, comes from 1 Corinthians 9:24 to 25. So this is a pretty good verse right here. So, it's not... So, it's basically comparing heaven, in case anyone didn't catch on. Basically comparing heaven to just like a regular earthly race, since everybody knows pretty much how a race... I mean, this can be basically any kind of race. So there's a lot of races that take place. Like, you could even think of it like some kind of tournament. Like, in a lot of tournaments, pretty much only one person gets the top prize too. There's pretty much always going to be only one top prize, and only one person's going to get it. So maybe some people are just trying to be more casual, but this is talking about the competitive people. Like, you're doing this to actually get the prize. Like, and I'm sure even if you're casual, you probably still want to at least try to get some sort of prize. So basically, you want to try as hard as you can. And if you're willing to try as hard as you can in just a regular tournament, why not try at least that hard, if not harder, for a prize that's even better? For like, heaven's better than any earthly prize. So if you're willing to try that hard for just an earthly prize that's eventually gonna go away when you die, you should try even harder for an eternal prize, which is never gonna go away. Which, once you get it, it's never gonna go away. So it just, like, it also like makes you think, like, it doesn't really make much sense. Like, if you're willing to try this hard for a prize that you know is eventually gonna go away, it's not gonna last forever. Why are there people then that aren't willing to try that hard, or better yet, even harder, for a prize that's not gonna go away? That's the way I like to think about it. I know that I would like to try to think that, like, it doesn't matter what kind of tournaments I compete in on Earth, because the only tournament I really need to think about, I really need to put all my effort into, is with the prize that's gonna serve me the best, which is heaven. Like, there's no other prize that will serve you better than that. So I try to think about that, keep my mind on it, doing whatever I can to keep my eyes focused. And sometimes I stray away, but I'd like to at least try to do the minimum to at least keep my eyes focused on it. So anyway, and really the only thing you have to do, it's actually pretty easy. So that also makes you wonder, like, why aren't people just taking it since it's so easy to win this prize? Since all you need to do is you need to believe. And unlike a lot of like those tournaments where you actually where that pretty much is just one winner, like a lot of people can win this prize, which is another cool thing. This is basically one of those tournaments where a lot of people can win this prize. This is best prize and a lot of people can win it. All you need to do is believe in Jesus, pray that prayer that I keep sending. That's why I keep sending it, because it's so important that you pray that prayer, because that's basically the thing you need to do. And maybe tell a few people too. Which enough people, I would say, know it for me, so that's good. Anyway, and as I always say, just because I'm ending my, even if I end my YouTube career, if anyone wants to continue up with these verses, with these with any Bible related stuff, or just anything in general, like, you can feel free to still get in touch with me. My Facebook will always be there, and I do check it occasionally. I can keep checking it, or you could just send me an email. I do check my email from time to time as well, so if I'm not getting back to you on Facebook, you can send me an email, and I should be able to get back to that. I don't really want to share anything too personal, so pretty much my email or my Facebook, and I do have both of those in the description, so you should be able to see them. Yeah, I do have other emails as well, but so maybe if I'm not getting back to you on my, I don't know though. I think I should be able to get back to you on the email that I sent, because I pretty much occasionally do check all of my emails anyway. So anyway, yeah. Hopefully I can get help to maybe like get to the job that I really do want anyway, like more than like this YouTube thing, which is of course still that computer related stuff, like the coding and stuff. Anyway, there's the verse. If anyone wants to talk more about in the comments, you can also feel free to either start that up or wait until I get that until I get the pinned comment in. But feel free to start up if you want to be the first one to say something about it, and I can always just put that as a pinned comment. That's no problem. And so yeah, that's one of the cool things about the Vera, is that she can basically take control of pretty much any monster. It doesn't matter if it's Earth or not, because it just makes it Earth when she takes control of it, which is also really nice. It's kind of hard to get her up to where you have like a whole 5, but at least in this sort of loner deck. But so I wasn't able to show off that, unfortunately, but that's okay. I better go over the 9 living dummy, because I have 2 to go through and I have a few minutes to get through them. Oh yeah, by the way, please like, share, and subscribe if you are enjoying my content. You can always feel free to subscribe, even if it's a little bit before I get into new videos. Just because, I mean, I may not do a whole lot, but but that way you can like remember that I do have my channel and that I always have my videos up still. And if you want to do a little bit more, you can feel free to also go through my affiliate links. I don't think I'll ever take those down, so if anyone wants to help me out in the future too, they can feel free to do in the future, help me out a little bit more through affiliate links. You do actually have to buy something, you can't just check it out if you want to support me, but I do have some good ones, and I can always take some suggestions too, even if I'm not really putting up new videos. Anyway, it's just a little of a bit of a pack opening. Let's get into the Goosebumps now. So, the Night of the Living Dummy. So, basically, the first one, as a reminder, didn't have a TV episode associated with it. It was just about Mr. Wood, but I think I understand why maybe the producers of the TV show didn't want to have something about Mr. Wood, because it kind of doesn't make sense that like Mr. Wood, when he was gone, he was kind of just gone, like when like he got defeated. But how did Slappy come back? Because like he got his head split open in both the book and the episode, and yet he didn't and yet he was able to make it back in further showings. So I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense, but I like how the sisters bonded a bit more in the book. And but I don't know, I guess I kind of like how they actually did see Dennis. Like maybe it wasn't as much of a mystery. That was a little bit of a change with the ending. But of course Dennis ended up being the hero, but you actually kind of don't know about, but maybe it was a little bit more of a mystery in the book. So I don't know, like, but I think like it was pretty obvious. Like the hints were a little obvious either way. So the producers were able to pick up on that. But maybe like the show came out way after the third and whatever installment, so maybe they just knew it from the third. But either way, but I don't know if but I guess we'll have to see if Dennis actually becomes an evil dummy or not. But I don't know if Dennis really makes another appearance or not. So I guess we'll just have to see. Anyway, I guess they were both pretty good. Like I liked how like all the characters were there. Sometimes they do remove a character when it comes to TV show to kind of save on a little bit of having to pay actors. But I'm glad they like kept in all the characters this time. And it's probably pretty good that they did, because it like kept the whole like the fact that the main character was a middle child, which is probably pretty important to the plot anyway. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that recap. You can feel free to further let me know and maybe give me your own recap in the comments. But anyway, bye everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.